Welcome to Tutorial Tuesday, and I'm doing another fairy project because I literally can't help myself, and Gina has the most amazing chipboard pieces to work with. So what I'm going to use is this memory tray that I got. It's from Paper Studio. I got it at Hobby Lobby, half off. Love their half offs. I'm going to use an array of different papers. These are just, some of them are Lemon Craft, and then I don't know, I just got a stash of some pretty papers that I'm going to put on there. But from Gina's, I'm going to use the fairy door I designed, which is called Fairy Door Amy Love. Huh. What? Yes, a door named after me. I'm so excited about this. Okay, the Fairy Door Amy Love we're using. And we're using Garden Fairies in small. Can you see that? Maybe against my shirt. Small, medium, and a large one. She's my favorite. So I'm going to use all those fairies, and I'm going to use some of the mushroom set. How cute are these? I'm going to be using some mushroom set, and I am going to be using some of the Celestial Shape set, which I'm going to use the crescent moon and some of the stars in there. And I'm going to be using hinges to put on my fairy door, and a key plate to put on my fairy door. Is that, oh no, this too. And where's the wrapper? I absolutely love this. And I'm going to have to get the name for it, but everything will be linked to the blog on where to get everything. But isn't this precious? I just love this piece. And I'm also using the dragonflies. So I'm going to start by covering the tray with paper. I've started to put paper in the tray. I haven't taped it down yet because sometimes I change my mind about what's going where. But then I went ahead and also covered the door with paper. So I just wanted to go ahead and show that to you and let you know that most of the other chipboard pieces, I'm going to go ahead and put a coat of gesso on, which is a paint primer. And I'm just going to do that off of camera so you don't have to watch me, you know, prime every piece. So that's what I'm doing. And with the door, I just adhered the paper down with some Fabri-Tac. And then I'm going to go in and see how that's kind of a rough cut. I'm going to file that down, and then I'm going to distress all the edges with probably some vintage photo. But I'll see you back here in a minute. Okay, this is the tray so far. And I just used a little tape runner to adhere the paper. And I also put paper on the sides. And I have inked the edges with the Vintage Photo Distress ink. And then I added these cutouts from the paper pad, and then I stickled around each of them because, you know, I love stickles. They're so glittery. So now I am going to work on some of the chipboard pieces. And I did gesso everything. But what I'm going to use today is I'm going to use nail polish because nail polish comes in amazing colors. It already comes with the sparkle in it. Well, at least mine do. And so, I mean, it's, to me, perfect. And look at this. I love, oh my gosh, I love this color. Let me get a little more on here and I'll show you. Now, I'm not going to gesso, I'm not going to use nail polish on all of the pieces, but most certainly on some of the pieces. But I don't know if you can just see. It's just pink and shimmery and shiny, and I don't think the light is picking that up at all. Maybe I move it over a little bit. I don't think you can see it. But anyway, what will happen is I'll probably end up putting 2 coats of this pink on there. And then I also have available to me this amazing glitter, this amazing glitter one. I don't know why I have all these glittery polishes. And then I have this really light one with the, I feel like there's just a big glare with a shimmer, and I'm trying to use that on this. And I did half of it, but like I don't even think you can tell. I mean, you really have to be looking at it close to see the shimmer. So I'm going to try 2 coats on that. I'm not sure if I'm going to like that yet or not. We'll see. But for the mushrooms, I really want to use more of a watercolor effect. So I'm going to break out the Twinkling H2Os. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm ready to get into my Twinkling H2Os. And I'm going to be using lemongrass, Mediterranean blue, mandarin citrine, periwinkle, and teal zircon. Now with H2Os, you need to add water to activate them. And of course, I can't find a sprayer anywhere, so I'm just going to pour on a little water. Oops, probably poured too much. Yeah. Ideally, you want to be spraying some water on here. Now, the longer you let the water sit, the more intense the color will be. But I want more of a watercolor effect, so I'm not going to really let it sit that long. Now, I don't know if it was the fumes or what, but I got a little carried away with the nail polish. So I'll show you. Nothing's glued down yet. But I pretty much put nail polish on all the chipboard. Yeah, I got a little carried away, but look at how cute and pretty and sparkly. Yeah, and look at the fairy. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, yes, the nail polish works like a champ. Loving it. But then all of a sudden I was like, whoa, I've almost covered everything. In the, look at this dragonfly. How pretty is it? Ooh, I've almost covered everything with the nail polish. And it did take a couple of coats, probably because I buy cheap nail polish, but whatever. It looks good on the chipboard, so we're just going to go with it. So I think I want to try to put the lemongrass under her. So let me try to stir this up. Yeah, I put way too much water. We're going to have to pour some of that water out. Good thing I brought a paper towel. Yeah, that's just silly. We don't need that much water. Alright, let me see how this works. Yeah, that's way more yellow than green. Don't you think? Maybe I should use... Really? Okay. Once you put water in there, yeah, don't turn them over to look at the color. Follow my own tips. Yeah. Alright, so I think what I'll do is I'll just go in here and not full coverage. Just here and there some watercolor. And then I will follow it up with some of this other stuff. And see how that works. But what's cool is if you don't like it, you can always just cover it up and do it again and try something else. Okay, so let me get in here. See what happens with this. Oh yeah, they mix together and make a really beautiful green. I don't know if you can see that, but oh my goodness, yes. Loving it. Right, and it's very, I want it to have that watercolor look. I don't want it to be too intense because I'm not sure how you feel if you think you can have too much glitter or sparkles on a project, but I don't believe there is such a thing. So I will be, of course, adding some stickles to these vines. So they don't have to be perfect because they're getting ready to get covered in stickles. Okay. So there we go. So I love it. I love the watercolor look of that. Very, very pretty. Yeah, that'll work. That will do. Okay, so let's let that dry and see if we can make some magic on these mushrooms. I think I will do the lemongrass and that teal on the bottom here because that was making a really awesome green. I was digging it. So, if I'm so not precise, just wing it on there. And now I'm just going to go right into this one and do the same thing. Add it here, add it there. Mix it together, let it run. Which I love it. The more water it has, the more it just runs together and makes its own beautiful colors. I love that. Absolutely love that. All right, so let's see. What are we going to do for these? And what I love about the Twinkling H2Os, which I don't know if you can see, is the shimmer. They're shimmery like the nail polish. So this is going to be one very shimmery project, to say the least. All right, we're going to add a little bit of this. Don't remember what the color is. Any Mediterranean blue, maybe? I think. I think. We're going to add a little bit of this. And it's very watered down, and I haven't let the water sit for a long time because, like I said before, I don't want an intense color. I just want a nice little watercolor. We're going to add some periwinkle. Okay, yeah, I put way too much water. That's why it's best to sprinkle. I gotta get some of that out of there. It's just ridiculous. I gotta get a new squirter. I don't know where the squirter is. Okay. Alright. It's cool how it's running together though. It's kind of like tie-dye a little bit. That's kind of neat. Go back in with a little bit more of those. Okay. What are we going to put on the bottom here? Oopsie. Let's see. I think more of the same. Let's do a little more of this. I should probably quit sticking my fingers in it. And then a little more periwinkle. Oh yeah, that's cute though. Cute! I'm loving the like tie-dyed look of these. This is, yeah, these are going to be great. Alright, let's see, what color should we do here? I should have got out, I don't hardly have a pink. I need to purchase the pink one. I have the peony, but it's a little more red than I would like to go with. So let's do that mixed with a little bit of what? The teal? Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, that's not bad. That will work. Yeah, cute. Cute. I just love these H2Os. All right, so I'm gonna set that aside and next mushroom, please. Okay, I was enjoying the Mediterranean blue with the teal. I think I'm gonna stick with that for a minute. Yeah, just kind of messy, 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 messy. See, you didn't know how messy I was, did you? Surprise! Okay. And then we'll mix this on the other side. Yep. Like it, like it, like it, like it. Alright, for this one, I'm going to start with this. And then I think I'm going to come in with some periwinkle. And just let it all run together and do what it's going to do. Alright, then we got one more. Let's go with some periwinkle since we already got it on there. And some of this blue. Yeah. Yeah. Those turned out cute. Those are cute. So I'm going to let those dry and then see if... I'll probably heat dry them. We'll see. Alright, now it's time for the moon and stars. I was just going to put my gold leafing on it, but I think I'd like to try this first and see if... Oh, that's pretty shimmery and shiny. I think we might just... But it might just be too bright. I don't know. I'll let this dry and then decide if I'm going to be able to deal with the brightness. Alright, so I'm going to... I don't know what I want to do with the stars. Let me see what this lemongrass looks like. Alright. I think we might just lemongrass the stars. Works for me. Oh, don't you hate it when you forget to turn your phone off? Yeah, oops, I have to call you back. Sorry. Alright. Okay, so I'm just going to finish these couple stars, and I'm going to heat dry everything. Then I'm going to decide if I need to put another coat, and then we'll be ready to start gluing things down. Alright, I went ahead and glued everything down and added the embellishments because I really didn't want to do a speed up video, and I was really basically just gluing stuff down. I added some flowers and some flower buds, which I am going to add stickles to, which I might show you real quick if you're not familiar with stickles. And then I added some of these little metal butterflies that I got from my friend Dennis that I absolutely love. And then look at how gorgeous these butterflies and these little beaded flowers. Those are from my friend Lily. Thank you, Lily. They're gorgeous and beautiful, and I love them. And I just couldn't be more excited with the way this turned out. Now, I did use a couple different color stickles. I used the gold stickles, and then I used, which one did I use? Not crystal, Stardust. I used Stardust. And stickles are so easy to use because they just come in a tube like this, all different kinds of sparkly colors. And then you just squeeze out what you want. Oh, get in the frame. You just squeeze it wherever you want. And this fine tip really gives you control of where it goes. So I'm just going to cover all the flowers that I glued down with stickles just to add just a little more glitter because I'm not sure this is sparkly enough. But I am going to take pictures, that way you can see it better because I don't feel like you can really get a good view from here. So I will take pictures of the individual sections and then the whole piece so you can see. And let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.